Hello. So today I'm talking about a very intriguing topic. So don't go away. The question I have for you is, when your babies or your infants fall sick, what do you think makes them sick? Do you think that they fall sick because of the food they have eaten, how clean you have been, mosquito bites, whether you have cleaned them well when you were changing the diaper? What do you think makes them sick? Do you think it is these factors I have mentioned? Or you think that there is a spiritual aspect to it? That is what we are talking about today. This came about because a friend of mine told me that her daughter was sick and she was told that the daughter has Asram. So I set about to do some research on Asram. In fact, I had heard it repeatedly in the consulting room. But I went around asking some few friends what they knew about Asram. And what they told me made me want to share with you what I have learned about Asram. So, as you may know, Asram is an Akan word. Akan is the largest ethnic group in Ghana. That is, if you are not from Ghana. So, you can tell me where you are watching me from. Put it in the comment section for me. Asram is an Akan word. And Asram does not refer to only one disease. Asram refers to a host of diseases. Asram comes from the belief that our world is not only physical, our world is not only what we can see, but there is a spiritual component to it. Asram comes from the belief that health is a byproduct of physical, biological, spiritual, psychological, cosmological. Asram is a holistic way of looking at health. That health is not only what you see, there are so many components to health. Asram comes from the concept of the evil eye. And in my research, I found that this concept of the evil eye is not only exclusive to the Akan culture. It is in Togo, it is in Nigeria, it's in Sierra Leone, it's in Liberia. So it's probably a West African or even an African thing. We all believe in the concept of the evil eye. It is because of the evil eye that when women are pregnant, they don't show their bellies. They must keep it covered. Otherwise, if the evil eye sees that belly, that child will be born sick. Because of the evil eye, babies must be kept indoors when they are born. If evil eyes see them, they will fall sick. Because of the evil eye, when the babies are coming out, even their face is covered. Because when the evil eye sees them, they may fall sick. Because of the evil eye, that is why people put their children's picture on social media, but they cover their face so that the evil eye will not see them. That is why people don't name their babies before they are born. So this concept of the evil eye is almost a universal concept. It's everywhere in Africa. Maybe, but I'm sure that it's everywhere in West Africa. The evil eye can cause Asram. But like I said, Asram is a host of diseases. Asram is not only a newborn or infant condition. So what are the subtypes of Asram I have heard? The first intriguing subtype of Asram I have heard is the one that is neonatal jaundice. And you know, on this channel, I've done a video on neonatal jaundice. I've explained that neonatal jaundice is a result of the change when the baby is in the womb and the baby now comes out of the womb. When the baby is in the womb, the baby depends on the mother for everything, including oxygen. So the baby has a lot of red blood cells to be able to pick up this oxygen and use it. But once the baby comes out and is breathing on his own using the lungs, the baby doesn't need that much red blood cells because the baby is taking the oxygen directly from the atmosphere, not from the mother. So some of these red blood cells are broken down, and the end product is what is called jaundice, or what causes jaundice. It stays in the blood and is called jaundice. And this jaundice is usually mild, but when the baby has infections, and we know infections can come about when we don't wash our hands well before handling our babies, or when we feed them contaminated food. When those things happen, the baby can get infection, and the newborn jaundice is worse. When the baby lacks certain enzymes like G6PD deficiency that I have done a video on, I can put the link in the comments or in the description box. Baby lacks G6PD and then baby can get worse severe jaundice. Or baby lacks some other enzymes, or baby has some congenital, baby is born with some malformations, or baby needs the food to be changed a bit. Baby is eating some food that the baby cannot tolerate. All those things can cause worsening of the severe jaundice. But how do you diagnose jaundice? You diagnose jaundice by looking at the white of the baby's eyes or the skin in good light. And sunlight is good light. So what happens in Asram? Baby is born, we are afraid of the evil eye, we keep the baby indoors. We don't really take a good look at the skin because it's dark in the room. We don't really take a good look at the baby's eyes because it's dark in the room. And we don't bring the baby out where there is light because the evil eye may see the baby. So this baby develops some mild jaundice. We don't notice it. And the jaundice progresses and gets worse. We still don't notice it. Until one day we notice it and the baby is all yellow. The baby is severely jaundiced. Even then, we are still afraid of the evil eye before we cover the baby and take the baby to hospital. I don't know whether you follow what is happening. We are afraid of the evil eye, and that's being afraid of the evil eye prevents us from seeing our baby in good light because the babies don't come out. And the babies get jaundice. And this jaundice is also called Asram. And it is Asram we were trying to prevent in the first place by keeping the baby so much indoors and covered, so that nobody will see. And what do we know about treating jaundice? We know that jaundice is very treatable if only we see the babies early. When jaundice is mild, we only use blue light to treat it. But when jaundice is severe, we may need to do blood transfusions and so on. There are some types of jaundice that we cure it by changing the baby's food. There are some types of jaundice that we cure it by operation. So jaundice is very well understood biologically or medically. We understand it and we know how to treat it. Sometimes, even when the jaundice is noticed, because it is Asram caused by the evil eye, the mothers stay at home and they fight this battle spiritually while the jaundice is worsening. And sometimes by the time they come to hospital, the jaundice has stayed for so long, it is so prolonged that it's difficult to treat. Some of the babies die, some of them suffer severe disabilities. So just to go through the cycle again, we are afraid of Asram. We keep our babies covered. Unfortunately, they are indoors because we are afraid of Asram. We don't look at their eyes. We don't look at their skin very well because indoors is dark. And jaundice, when it is mild, if the light is not good, you will not be able to pick it. Sometimes, even if you are trained, you will not be able to pick it. Sometimes in hospital, we have to take the babies out into good sunlight to be able to see it, or good light at least to be able to see it. Afraid of Asram, baby is kept indoors. Asram developed. We don't see it early because we are afraid of Asram. Or we see it, and because it's spiritual, we fight it spiritually, we bring the babies and it's too late. Then there is another kind of Asram that is caused by, or that is malnutrition. The babies are very thin, or sometimes they are swollen. It also has a name in Akan. So there's a kind of Asram that is malnutrition. How does malnutrition come about? Malnutrition comes about either because we are not feeding the babies well, or the babies have a condition that requires them to have more food than we are giving them. We are not feeding the babies well when we don't do exclusive breastfeeding, or sometimes we are giving formula but we are not mixing the formula well. That can cause malnutrition. Or sometimes we are doing everything we are supposed to do in terms of the food, but the baby has a hole in heart, or born with some kidney abnormality, or born with some other abnormality somewhere that requires the baby to have extra food. That if only we saw the baby in hospital, we can diagnose this condition. We can tell you that, oh, this baby has a hole in heart. The baby has not got enough energy to suck. So squeeze some of the milk into a cup and use to top up after the baby has stopped breastfeeding. Or we can tell you that, oh, this baby just has malnutrition from the food. Can you do this for the baby? Can you do that for the baby? But we are afraid of Asram. We don't want the evil eyes to see our babies. Our babies develop malnutrition from something. We keep the babies indoors because they must not be seen by the evil eye. We spend so much time and energy fighting this evil eye, and sometimes by the time the babies come to hospital, it is too late. That is another kind of Asram. There's also a kind of Asram that is severe anemia. How do babies get severe anemia? They get severe anemia from malnutrition. They get severe anemia from infections. They get severe anemia from infestations. Notable is malaria, which is very common. Babies don't sleep in insecticide-treated nets. They get malaria. Then they get anemia. But this is Asram. And we don't want the evil eye to see the child. So even taking the child to hospital is a problem. And sometimes they come so late that even if you are to give them blood, they will not recover. Or sometimes the baby has another disease that requires going to another hospital, maybe a bigger hospital, or when they come and they are referred, then it means that this is Asram. It must be fought spiritually. That is why it can't be taken off in the care of in the particular hospital where the baby came the first time. So these are just some subtypes of Asram. And I don't know, what do you think about Asram? What do you think when your baby falls sick? You can tell me in the comment section and tell me where you are watching this from, and if you also have the concept of the evil eye where you are from. Like I explained, I've found it, my friends have told me that several countries in West Africa also have the concept of the evil eye. Thank you for watching. I welcome your comments because this is a very intriguing topic, a topic that I would like to learn a lot about. Thank you. Bye.